All right, hello everyone. We're starting a bit later today with a few technical issues to begin with. So we just have to take a break. So this week's class is about the glands. So we have a system of glands in the body. The chakra system is an energetic system, whereas the glands are actual physical. It's a physical system. And I thought it would be good to actually do some healing to the glands, which are linked to the chakras, but I thought it'd be worth trying out doing something directly with them, as they process so many vital functions for the body's regulation and vitality. So I've prepared a healing process that goes through all the glands with a few movements to boost our field, create some chi and some prana, and then we'll finish with a chakra balance and a grounding. So I'll be giving you some kind of simple information, but it might seem complicated at first, so don't worry about it if you don't really understand it. It's just to try and explain some of the processes that are happening within this gland so that we know and we have awareness of it, so that the healing can take place. So there's two systems to the glands. There's the endocrine system and the exocrine system. The endocrine system is about hormones, moving hormones around the body for particular processes, and the exocrine system is a set of glands which use ducts to secrete a substance, whether it's within the cavity of the body or on the peripherals, on the skin, say like sweat glands and like ovaries, not ovaries, mammaries for milk, but those are called exocrine glands. So the exocrine glands we're not going to do in this one. This is mostly the endocrine system because that's connected to the chakra system. Okay, so we're going to work our way down from the crown all the way to the root, but using the glands to change where we're going to send the healing. And as I go through each gland, I will, as you're doing the healing and staying tuned in, I will just kind of let you know some anatomy and some biophysiology around what's happening within those glands, which will help us direct the healing. Okay, so let's start as we normally do. Take some deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Just relax the system and center ourselves. So tune in, close your eyes, take a deep breath in through the nose and out the mouth. Elongating the exhales to really calm that heartbeat down. Okay, and then those Reiki initiates out there, start your invocations, put your protection prism up, and guide the energy in. And for the rest of us, you can follow me. So we'll focus on our crown, our 1,000-petaled lotus there. And imagine the energy coming in through the crown from the universe around us. It's called universal divine energy. Comes into the crown, to the third eye, to the throat, to the heart. And from the heart it splits out the shoulders, comes down the arms, and out the palms and fingertips. So just keep the breathing going and have that visualization or knowing or intent of the energy coming in from outside, the environment around us. into the crown, down to the system and out the heart. So we take our hands, put them in front of your heart, the center of your heart. And we'll begin with the Gasha meditation, which means bringing two hands together. So keep the focus on the breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth, as this drives the energy, brings new energy in. And we're going to visualize and channel the energy down to the crown, to the heart, out the arms and into the hands. And imagine and feel and have that knowing and intention of energy collecting inside our palms. See the energy coming out of your palms and your fingertips. We put a 1-inch gap in between. We're going to collect energy here and create an energy ball or a chi ball for activating and healing. Keep the circuit alive, keep that visualization going of the energy coming into the crown, all the way down to the third eye, to the throat, to the heart, out the arms, into the palms. Collect this energy here. Keep the breath going. Test resistance with micro movements in and out. Just push slightly and gently, just to feel that energy collecting. And keep moving your hands wider and wider slowly. Adding another inch, and another inch, and another inch, and so on. Just imagine, visualize, and have that feeling of energy collecting there as a ball of light, a glowing ball of green light, rainbow light, white light. Keep testing that resistance to feel the pushback of this energy ball. Your hands may feel like two magnets opposing each other. And the aim is to get to like a football, basketball sized ball. Breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Just imagine on the exhale, that breath is pouring in to increase the size of the energy ball. As you blow into the energy ball, you're blowing energy into it. Energy is pouring out of your fingertips and your palms, making this more powerful and stronger with each breath. Okay, we're going to move this ball and push it into our third eye, which is above the brow line, to activate our mind's eye, to activate that inner sight, which will help us during this meditation and these visualization healing techniques. Help activate our system. So we're going to slowly take the ball closer to the third eye. Move your hands up. Take it towards your third eye. And we're going to press it in. And we can just do some movements to collect any energy that's just left behind, as energy can weigh and have a density where it lingers. We'll just use slight wafting gestures to bring the rest into our eye. Take a deep breath in, big breath out. Just feel that energy and see with your mind's eye the energy absorbing into your third eye. Add a bit of pressure on your hands, just pressing into the brow area. So we want that energy to penetrate deep within our heads into the pineal gland. Feel that energy going into our third eye, which is an indigo colour. And see that indigo colour becoming activated and bright and radiating out. Activating the third eye, our indigo center. Okay, we're going to begin working on our glands. So keeping your hands up on the top of your head, we're going to take our awareness to the glands. Our glands, which are secreting cells, made up of secreting cells. As I said earlier, they secrete and synthesize substances known as hormones, which are released into the bloodstream, into our endocrine system. So the first gland is called the hypothalamus. It's a key brain region. It's the control of homeostasis, which refers to stability, balance, or our internal equilibrium of the cells in the body. And it balances and stabilizes such processes as acidity levels, body temperature regulation, glucose concentration, volumes of fluids in the body. It links to the nervous system as well via the pituitary gland. So the hypothalamus, just have a look at this diagram here that I printed out to show you where it is. It's kind of in the center of our head, underneath the brain. Okay. So there's a couple of positions which will target this area. So this is kind of in the mid-level part of our head, actually just set behind the eyes and the nose. So one of the best positions is over the eyes. So with our eyes and the eye socket kind of, our palms press gently against the eye socket with the eyeball kind of in the center of the palms. And the fingers going over the forehead. Okay. And we just want to relink that circuit of energy, traveling down through the crown, to the third eye, to the throat, to the heart, out the arms, out the palms. Okay, we want to see that energy that we're channeling from the environment and atmosphere around us, that divine universal energy, coming out of our palms into the hypothalamus gland. Keep the breath going in the background, in through the nose, out through the mouth. As we send healing and have the intention of healing, self-healing for the highest and greatest good, for our hypothalamus, for stability and internal equilibrium. Energy to homeostasis, which is the driving force of this equilibrium, balancing pH levels, body temperature, glucose and fluid volumes. There's quite a few different ones there, so just whatever really resonates and you can kind of hold in your mind, just focus on that. You can just focus on homeostasis, which is an all-encompassing description. Hypothalamus, energizing, healing, balancing and activating homeostasis to be efficient and at its full capacity. So just take a moment, take a few breaths, keep the breathing going, send this energy to the hypothalamus. You can actually visualize that hypothalamus sat in the center of the brain. You can see it as a gland, as a small organ. See the energy being absorbed into it. It almost looks like a small brain set below the main brain. You can always have a positive reaffirmation here. I'm guiding the universal energy for the highest and greatest good to heal my hypothalamus for full balance, stabilization, and homeostasis for the highest and greatest good. Call on the universal energy for the highest and greatest good to heal, activate, balance my hypothalamus for efficient homeostasis for the highest and greatest good. Call upon the universal energy to heal my hypothalamus for the highest and greatest good, to energize, balance, activate efficient homeostasis. And just see the energy coming out of your hands and feel it and know it. Have that intention strong and keep your clarity and focus there. Keep the breathing going. Okay, we'll move to the next one, which is the pituitary gland, which is actually just attached to the hypothalamus and it's linked to it. They communicate to each other and it's just below it. So the hand position for this is over the ears. Okay, you can have it gently on, very gently kind of touch, not to put too much pressure on the ears. And it looks like a small bean. It's at the base of the brain, behind the nose, between the ears. It's known as a master gland because its hormones control other parts of the endocrine system, namely the thyroid and adrenals, ovaries and testes. The hormones it produces help regulate growth, blood pressure and reproduction, so very important. So just see the pituitary gland as a small bean in the center of our head, regulating growth, blood pressure and reproduction. Master gland. So we give healing to the pituitary gland. See that small bean. See the energy coming out of your hands into that small bean. You have the intention in your head and in your heart. Call upon the universal energy for self-healing of the pituitary gland, for maximum regulation of growth, blood pressure control and reproduction for the highest and greatest good. Call upon the universal energy for the highest and greatest good to heal the pituitary gland, for blood pressure, regulation of growth and reproduction for the highest and greatest good. The highest and greatest good, I heal my pituitary gland for optimum growth, regulation, blood pressure control and reproduction. The highest and greatest good. Tune into any feelings or any pressure changes or anything that you feel that comes up. Just make a mental note of it. Anything that pops up to break you away from these processes or locking into this visions, just witness it and acknowledge it with no judgment. And just put it to one side for now. Keep the breath going, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay. And obviously you can spend longer, you can pause the video and spend longer when you're watching it back. So we've got a lot of glands to get through, so we'll move on to the pineal gland. Pineal gland is a small pea-shaped, even smaller than the pituitary gland, okay? regulates melatonin, our sleep patterns, rest and repair, produces DMT, which is the dream molecule, the spirit molecule, which gives you dreams. Also, it's called the third eye, our mind's eye, where our inner vision and creativity comes from. And so we'll use a position around the back of the head, as we've already done the front for the hypothalamus, but normally the third eye position is kind of this one. But as they're all in this area around the head, we'll just use a different one, because they'll all kind of target it. So we'll go around the back of the head, just nice and comfortable. The pituitary gland is actually sat on the back side of the brain. I'll just show you the diagram so you can see as well there. And just keep the breathing going. Do the affirmation of your intention of what you're doing to the pineal gland and your healing. And just remember it's for the highest and greatest good. I'll say it 3 times. And nice and even breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay. So that's the pineal gland, and we'll just do one practice here to kind of solidify the work we've done in the upper glands there. So if we bring our awareness and hold in our mind and in our hearts and intention those 3 glands, the hypothalamus, pituitary, pineal gland. And we take our hands, our palms, actually on our forehead, with our fingers going over our crown. We're going to be sending the energy down and through the whole head, so it will hit all 3 glands in one go. And we send the divine universal energy here to activate, connect our 3 upper glands, hypothalamus, pituitary, pineal gland, energizing and linking the connections. And ask you to visualize and imagine inside our skull a cosmic infinity symbol. So just draw it with your mind's eye and just know that inside your mind, inside of our skull, we have an infinity symbol. See it as rainbow colored or white light. And just see that infinity symbol, those lines and those curves, have those 3 glands connected on there. as we energize and link them together using the cosmic infinity symbol, really charging up and putting light into them for maximum effect, so they can perform their functions with grace and ease and high efficiency. As that infinite rainbow energy is absorbed by the glands from the infinity symbol. And just take your awareness and intention and just follow the lines of that infinity symbol from the center as it curves out to the right, turns, comes back, crosses the center, goes to the left, turns, crosses, come back. And just take your intention round the infinity loops and just see on the path those three glands all connected. Charging them up with cosmic rainbow infinite energy. Okay. Again, you can spend more time, pause it if you want, and add another minute or two. We've got to keep moving. Okay, that was just a quick little exercise to solidify and link in the glands that we worked on. So the next gland we go to is the thyroid and parathyroid glands, and they're located kind of in the throat region. See this diagram. It's quite a large gland, and it has a left and a right side to it, or atriums or spheres. Thyroid, we can bring our hands, like we do with throat chakra healing, on the collarbone or on the throat. Yeah, a few different ways that feel comfortable. Yeah, I prefer this one. And we can have our affirmation and intention here. For the highest and greatest good, for self-healing my thyroid and parathyroid gland, for the highest and greatest good. Call upon the universal energy for the highest and greatest good for self-healing to my thyroid and parathyroid gland, for the highest and greatest good. And say that 3 times. Just linking in that intention strong of what exactly you're doing and how we want to guide the energy. So the thyroid is related to metabolism, growth and development of the human body. Regulates many body functions by constantly releasing a steady amount of thyroid hormones into the bloodstream. And that key word I emphasize there is constant. It's working constantly. Very important gland. Always should have our attention and love sent to it. It's the first gland in terms of the food and the kind of things that we take into our body, the words we speak, everything affects this. So if we speak with anger or disdain or any kind of heavy emotion, this affects and causes inflammation here. So it's important to do work on the thyroid, the throat chakra. Also our speech, communication, our ability to communicate the ideas we have, which is crucial to our development and growth. So we send healing to our thyroid gland to help it as it's constantly working, constantly regulating metabolism, our weight. So we heal our thyroid for efficient, balanced metabolism that's in harmony with our body. We ask for healing here to activate if it's underactive, and we ask for to balance it if it's overactive. So for example, for my body type, someone really slim, I fall into a small bracket of people who have an underactive thyroid that attributes my metabolism towards being really slim and slender and to have an athletic build. Some people who have an underactive thyroid can go in the majority, which can cause slight overweight kind of characteristics. On the overactive thyroid side, it has more kind of energetic influences. It can cause anxiety, nervousness, irritability, mood swings, sleep difficulties, tiredness, weakness, sensitivity to heat, throat issues, coughs and stuff, and swelling of the glands. So when we're working here on the glands of the throat, our thyroid is very important. So that information I've given you just to help you really figure out how you best can direct that energy for your body type, and whether you have an underactive or overactive thyroid. And the throat chakra related to this gland is yellow, so you can see it as a glowing yellow organ, the gland. So you see the energy of being absorbed into that yellow chakra, which is related to the thyroid gland. The two hormones produced here are called T3 and T4, thyroxine and triiodithronine. And it's the balance of these hormones which is important. The parathyroid gland, which is attached to this gland, controls our calcium, balances if we have low calcium within the blood and the bones, also is very important. So if we give healing to our parathyroid gland, which controls low calcium within the blood and the bones, so just shift your intention and just as we work on the parathyroid gland. Calcium balancing our bones and our blood. Okay, and if we move now to the thymus, which is there, if you can see. So the thymus gland is in the area between the throat and the heart, in our kind of thorax region. We can place our hands like this, or like this, yeah, or even like this, where it feels comfortable. The thymus, an important one during the events which are occurring out in the outside world, immune system, T cell production. So T cells are special cells which fight viruses and bacteria. And the thymus gland in the chakra system is a pink coloured. So you can see that as a pink little organ. As we give healing to our thymus gland, for the highest and greatest good, for optimum immune system, strengthening the production of T cells to protect our inner body, our inner world from foreign bodies such as viruses and bacteria. So just see inside that thymus little T cells being produced. So just see those T's becoming apparent, little T cells in the shape of a T. Give energy to the gland and the T cells it produces. Optimize our immune system, our fight against viruses and bacteria. Okay, just little massages like nurturing touch, just a sense of love there. Just help the energy to penetrate deep into the cells, getting into the middle of the thymus and those T cells. You send energy here. Anything's released, any burps, any coughs, feel free to let it release. This is just a good sign of work being done, energy clearing. Just blow it away. Okay, so we'll just have a little practice here to reinforce that work that we've just done on the thyroids and the thymus, the parathyroid. So we'll do, so if we sit up, if we're lying down, just to energize and activate and help our process going forward, we're going to do something which I call Lotus Warrior, which we did in the last class. And so we're going to breathe in through our nose and out through our nose. So we're going to really kind of charge the system. And it's sort of martial arts movements. So we're going to use the right palm to the left, left palm to the right. And repeat this. And as we do so, we're going to breathe in and out, keeping the breath within the nose and out the nose. Speeding up. Okay. Take the breath in, hold it in. Hands on your chest. You see that air within our cavity moving to those glands. And release. Okay. So that little practice there just helps bring in prana via the breath, which just helps activate and energize the work we've just done to reinforce the healing, and also just kind of keeps us energized to continue the process. So we'll move to the pancreas gland next. The pancreas is kind of at the solar plexus area. So I think it's kind of over here somewhere. So we're going to just use as if we would do the solar plexus kind of work, but just a little bit lower. So as if our thumb rests on our lower rib cage and have it set below. You can see the diagram there, where the pancreas is. Kind of elongated, long organ. And pancreas is absolutely amazing piece of equipment, because this is one of our only glands. So if we first have our hands here, so as I initiate the healing going into the pancreas. So in your mind and in our hearts, tuning into the pancreas, which is behind our left hand. See the energy flowing in through the circuit from the crown to the third eye, to the throat, to the heart, from the heart coming down our arms, out of our palms. We send the healing to our pancreas. It's a dual gland. It's both a part of the endocrine system and the exocrine system, so that's pretty cool. A gland that has two things. So on the exocrine side, it works with the digestive system, and then the endocrine system, it produces hormones. So as we're working on hormones and the endocrine system, we're going to kind of tune into that, just so you can kind of know how special this organ is. On the exocrine side, within the digestive stuff, this is where all of our enzymes are excreted, which break down our proteins, lipids, nucleic acids from our food. So it produces the enzyme lipase, maltase, which takes up polysaccharides and carbohydrates. And the nucleic acids are the enzymes which nuclease break down RNA and DNA of the foods we take, which is really, really cool. So it breaks down the proteins that make RNA and DNA, which helps us to give energy and to heal and to replicate our own DNA and RNA. So on the endocrine side, which we're working on today, it produces insulin, right? Blood sugar control, a very important part of the body. So when people become diabetic, insulin production stops, and so they're not balancing sugar levels. It's normally a pancreatic issue. So the hormones are insulin and glucagon. So these control blood sugar levels. So we heal our pancreas for optimum production and balance of insulin and glucagon to give us an equilibrium with our blood sugar level for the highest and greatest good. Let's just say something like that 3 times to just affirmate and solidify the work we're doing to the pancreas. Just remember the air, bring in the air and breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And you can have an added quantum visualization if you wanted here, just see inside the pancreas insulin hormones being produced, glucagon hormones being produced. See the energy coming out your hands, absorbing into the pancreatic gland. Efficiency, equilibrium, balance of these hormones, balance of our blood sugar levels. Keep the breath going nice and steady. Apply more pressure, little massage, just to let that energy penetrate. Anything comes up the throat, clear it, cough it out, burp it out. See, the pancreas is also linked to producing bile, which helps with digestion. So if there's some extra phlegm, something else, just cough it out, spit it out into tissue if you need. And if we move our hands just a couple of inches lower, so our hand is set just where like the top of our hip bone is. Just have your hand sat there. And this is where our adrenal glands are. Okay, so let's take our awareness down into our adrenals. They're triangular shaped. They sit above the kidneys, producing adrenaline and steroids, cortisol and aldosterone, help to regulate metabolism, immune system, blood pressure, stress responses, also produces small amounts of testosterone as well, so very important. So just put yourself into that connection with our adrenals, little triangular shaped glands. See it inside your mind's eye, see the energy coming out of our hands into those glands. Help to balance our stress responses, our fight and flight response, cortisol, adrenaline. We just want balance and equilibrium here. So if you just carry on with that. And like me there, I had to go to the loo as we're doing this work. All these glands control all these processes in the bloodstream, digestive system, excretory system. So it'll be normal to find that you might need to go to the loo. It's part of the clearing process as well. So, as we know as well, that there's also small amounts of testosterone released here in the adrenals. For males and for females, that bit of testosterone will help you in a situation. They need maybe a bit of aggression or strength. Obviously, it goes back to our days of living in the wild. If we see a predator, this is where it kicks in. But now in our modern life, this isn't such a necessity anymore, and that aggression or that kind of response can cause fatigue, adrenal fatigue, and burnout. Stressful situations in work, home life can cause major issues. So we're really asking for balance and healing here for our adrenals. Start to just give them a little massage, that loving touch and nurturing, that respect to our organs in our body. These glands which do so many amazing things, keep our body going at normal 24/7 basis, so that we have no disruption. We just carry on autonomic processes. It's truly amazing design. So we've done the pancreas and the adrenals there, and there's one little process here just to activate it. A Kriya to just energize the work we've just done here. So it's the one from Egyptian lineages called Timati, which is Isis's wings. So we're going to imagine, put our arms either side, and just close your eyes, tune in, and imagine and see yourself sat inside a lotus flower, on top of a lotus flower or within it. And from our arms, feathers are growing out and downwards to create our wings, our human wings, which will help us fly through our daily challenges with absolute ease and perfection. And we'll lock this and energize this power, as this area we just worked on is also linked to the solar plexus, our inner sun, where our challenge, our drive, our motivation sits. We'll bring in a breath of fire with this practice. Take a deep breath in. Keep your arms stretched. Imagine the wings. Feel that floaty feeling. And as we exhale, move your wings in a bird-like fashion. Just distributing that energy through our auric field. Take nice, easy breaths. Feel that nice calm feeling come through as you make these movements. Okay, we're energized for the next little section. This is going on a bit longer than I thought. There is a lot of glands that we've got through, so it's a pretty foolproof little session. Obviously, if it's going on longer than you can do, you can stop, ground here, come back another time. I encourage you to keep going through the process. So take our hands kind of to the root area, okay? And we're going to be working on, for women, we'll be working on ovaries, as you can see, while here. And if you are pregnant, we can work on the placenta also in this area, because the placenta is a temporary gland, which obviously helps towards labor and giving birth, and helps breastfeeding. So we can work on the placenta here. And for the males, we work on the testes, and also the prostate, which isn't on here, but it's also a gland. So testes is obviously related to testosterone and androgynous hormones for male physical characteristics, such as muscle, bone mass, growth of the body, density, and also hair. And the testes obviously produce and store sperm, so very important. And for women, obviously the ovaries produce reproductive cells, the ova, plural ovum. Ova obviously is the egg, which then gets what's the word? Where the sperm goes into it and activates that cell to turning into an embryo. And what's that word? Where the sperm goes into the ovum, kicks off the growth process. Yes, fertilization. That's the one. Okay, so the ovary is very important for ladies, and the other point I'd like to make here is obviously for women, you have your bleed every month, which is where the lining of the womb sheds, so all these hormones are produced. And I know that this can be a testing time of the month, so I thought it'd be really good if we all tuned into this, and the males tune into their male hormones, because in most cases I feel males need to hold space for women when they're going through this, and to be compassionate and patient. And we actually need to control our own testosterone levels to be in a more compassionate state of mind. So take that kind of root position, groin area. Ladies tuning into their ovaries, and if you're pregnant, tuning into your ovaries and your placenta. Males tuning into your testes and your prostate. Ask for healing of our sex organs for the highest and greatest good, for reproduction, vitality, and balance. For the ladies, you can get quite specific and ask for balance and easy periods, easy time of month, for that shedding of the womb lining to be with grace and ease, hormones to balance out quickly and evenly. You can ask for comfortability, no dis-ease during this process. Just call in those positive attributes for yourself. Ask for those hormones to be balanced quickly. And for the males, we give healing to the sperm which reside in here, which are our life-giving substance and compound. We give healing to the testes which produce this sperm and hold this life-giving formula. Harmony with our body and muscle growth. Just tuning into those qualities I've mentioned. And as this is close to the root chakra, which is red, you can see the organs as nice and bright red. See them going from dark red to bright red as a visual confirmation of the healing taking place. For the males also, I forgot to mention, obviously the prostate gland also is in this area, which is very fragile and vulnerable. A lot of men in their later life, around 50s mark, can have prostate problems, can lead to severe things as prostate cancer. So again, very important to send healing and love to this gland. So for the males, again, this would be really good to do if you're trying for a child. To really energize the testes, it produces our sperm and secretes our sperm. To really enliven the gland. Also to activate and energize the sperm to be healthy. And for ladies, it's one that you can really use, hopefully in the time, during that time of the month when you're going through your cycle. I hope this does help. Okay. Feel free, this is an important one. In the future, pause this video, do more healing at this point. As we've gone over time, I'm just going to kind of round it off. So we're going to just do one more Kriya before we go to grounding. This one we did last class, Star of Life, I call it. We create a star tetrahedron field around our body, breathing in and out while we're moving our arms facing outwards. So we start up our palms here, and we do 4 movements first. So I'll just do the circuit so you know. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then you can do one at the back if it's comfortable to fit it in. Okay, so we do that 4 directions of moving the breath as well. So like so, like we're breathing in and out with each movement. Yeah. So we're breathing in and out of our mouth, in through our nose, out through our mouth, as each other hand goes in and out. Okay, and so we'll do that 4, and then after that 4, we'll do 1 in each direction. Okay, so that's this Kriya. All right, so let's go for it in your own time and your own pace. When you're done, hold the breath in, keep the hands up. Feel that breath coming in through your lungs and through all your bloodstream, oxygenating every single blood cell as that's pumped around the entire body, energizing and oxygenating it. Release. Have your arms nicely on your thighs and your knees. Come back to your nice even breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth, calming breath. As we're going into our last position, the grounding position, there's a lot of work done there today, so I'd advise you to lie down. We're going to just focus on our root and ground. And the grounding visualization is called the human island. So just give you a second to lie down if you feel you want to. And place your hands at that root chakra area around the hip and groin. I want you to start imagining you lying on the ground, out in nature, surrounded by trees, forests, plants, birds, butterflies and insects, all floating around. listening to the wind rustling through the leaves, how it feels on your skin, as it touches you as it blows past. Really start to feel the weight of your body on the ground. Release all the tension in your head, in your face, relaxing the forehead, relaxing the eyes, nose and mouth and chin. Feeling the weight of your head into the ground. Let go of all those muscles which are tense. Your throat, your shoulder, your chest, arms. Just let go of everything. Feel the support from Mother Earth. Your hips, your thighs. Release all those little muscles there which may be tight. Just focus on your breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Just feeling more and more relaxed on each exhale. Release all the tension in your calves, feet. And take our awareness to the ground which holds us. Start to see little protrudings coming from the ground as plants grow up, grass grows round, roots growing up and around your body to embrace you, cocoon you. You see these leaves crawling over your body as the earth embraces you in its arms. Just visualize it from your feet upwards. As these roots grow around you, hugging you into the ground, in embrace with the earth, transforming you into a human island, living, breathing island. See these plants and growth growing on top of you, growing into new life. As ivy may grow, flowers are growing, grasses are growing, insects are coming and feeding off the nectar. Trees may start to grow. Just really, in your own way, use your imagination and knowing and intention what being a human island means to you. As we are connecting back with Mother Earth in her own form and her own style. The human island. Start to imagine all the excess energy which we don't need anymore, which we worked off from all the healing, all the excess density, energy, all those blockages within the glands, all that heaviness that we've worked out of our system. See those energies being taken up by those roots and trees and plants that are growing on us, on our human island. See that excess energy being absorbed by the roots and the plants, the trees, feeding those flowers which grow those beautiful petals, which insects and bees come and feed off the nectars. As Mother Nature recycles this energy which we no longer need, but is perfectly good for her and the world around us. And just see your energy, all that excess energy, create new life. Just breathing into that vision and that feeling of connection to Earth, us mimicking Mother Nature. The energy just dropping and dripping, dissolving out of our body, being taken up by the earth around us, by those plants and trees which are growing around us and on us, giving life to a new island, our very own human island. See the roots growing out of your feet, the soles of our feet connecting us into the ground. Roots growing out of our crown, connecting both top and bottom of our body into the ground. As we release the excess energy we do not need, which Mother Nature can reuse, we gift this to her. You see those excess energies, all that heaviness, all those blockages, slowly drifting out and away from our body, out of our auric field, giving energy to the plants on our island. Moving out of those roots from our crown and our feet into the ground, powering up Mother Earth to help her to support us. So just stay in this vision, stay in that feeling. That concludes the class of Glands healing. It's really deep work. I hope you've stuck with it and enjoyed it. Apologies for it going on longer and starting late. I hope it was worth it. After you finish your grounding visualization, I would suggest shaking off your hands, stand up, shake off your feet and legs, do some stretches. Lots of love to everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.